Hello, happy January 2022. This past weekend, I did a vision board in the beginning of a new sketchbook for the year. And I posted a picture of that to, Instagram, socials, and a few of my students in my current winter class and some of my alumni had a few questions about the process. It can be so many different things, but I thought I would show you mine from last year and my much simpler one from this year and some of the insights that I've gained from the process. So let me turn the camera around. Don't go anywhere. Okay, the one from last year is really large. It was actually on a cardboard box that I cut apart. So let me pan down the whole thing. This one last year I did with a lot of intention. I sourced a lot of images and magazine words before an actual workshop that I was taking with Merrick from Binderful, and I'll post that link down below. But I separated out into quadrants, kind of health and fitness here, some overall concepts and vibe here. I really liked the eyes and the direct gaze and the idea of seeing clearly and seeing myself. The tiger reference was very much a symbol of strength to me because it referenced the Hindu goddess Durga. And this vision board was very much setting intentions and trying to visually and textually represent some things that I wanted to manifest and bring into my life for the year. I'm constantly on a quest of finding my balance between work and life, between taking time for myself, and this quadrant kind of spoke to that, both referencing reading and art journaling and more of what I love, but also the power of connection through the art journaling classes and some of the positives that I find in my art journaling process. And then the last quadrant was a little bit more nature-based and spiritual, magic and ritual and discovery and working with the cycles of the year. So this large piece, it's at least 2 feet long, was tacked up over my desk all year. And so a lot of people who do this kind of vision board find it important to put it in a spot where you're going to see it all the time, because that gives the concepts and the, not even goals, but kind of mindset and feeling and thought, activates it because you're seeing it all the time and you're thinking about it all the time. I really enjoyed that. I've done one for this year that is in my sketchbook, and so let me grab that. This one's very different because it was much more random. I had a couple of magazines and I sat down and I used what I could find. I wasn't setting a lot of intentions at the beginning of this, but I did find that I was working on them as I started the process. Being limited to the images that I found in the magazine was kind of telling, and it told me a lot about what I really wanted for the year based on what I kind of intuitively selected from the magazine. So let me kind of zoom in and show you some of the text, since this is very text heavy. So like I said, this is the first spread in a new sketchbook for the year. And I found that When I chose the images, it really impressed upon me the need for some calm and some stillness and some self-care, time to read, time to walk on the beach. And those are often the things that I neglect. I'm usually working and working and working, and finding that balance and scheduling me time and self-care time is definitely a goal for the year. So although there are business and creative goal type things on here too, there's a lot more of just kind of a emotional or mindset or vibe or whatever you want to call it that I kind of want for the year ahead. I think that this is partially inspirational and partially aspirational, but I think that although it's not posted in a place where I'm going to see it every day, I like its connectedness to my art journaling classes and my art journaling practice. So that gives it a different kind of mindful intention. So again, completely out of a magazine, everything sourced out of one session, sitting down with 3 different magazines and just listening to myself and pulling out things that appealed to me at the time. So if that helps, if you want to try a vision board, there are quite a few articles you can find online, everything from Psychology Today to Oprah Magazine. So the resources are out there, but it's a fun exercise, purely collage based. You need an X-Acto knife and a glue stick, and I really think it can be a satisfying process. So there, I hope that answers some of your questions and maybe inspires you and sparks something for you to try this week.